What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about some pretty big changes coming to Game Pass. And honestly, it's most of what was rumored. Back in the day, it was, are they going to almost introduce like a Call of Duty tier where it's like Call of Duty and almost nothing else? And, that part didn't come true, I suppose. But a lot of the other stuff, price increases across the board, not ideal. And also just name changes of the plan, as well as what those plans are going to offer, has also been changed. I've seen people say like it's not that difficult to understand. I think it's kind of a lot, like just reading it, and I don't know. I try to put myself in just like the average general consumer's head, right? I think if you see this, I feel it's confusing. Maybe you guys don't, but it is what it is. The prices are going up, and what you get depending on the tier is changing. So ultimately, it's to get people to the highest tier, right? That's the report. The report is Xbox literally wants people. Most people are already using the ultimate tier, and they want as many people as humanly possible on that thing. So let's go over exactly what has changed, and then I'll go over my extended opinions on it. Okay, this bullet point thing from Windows Central from Jez Corden does a pretty good job of explaining what changes. Anything that's not here, I'll read off of Xbox's official site, and it is official. I think it's starting tomorrow in terms of new users, and I think in the beginning of September, all of us are going to get the price increases on our services. So firstly, Xbox Game Pass for console, which is called that, will be shuttered for new users only. Users currently on the Xbox Game Pass for console will be allowed to maintain their subscription as well as day one games and the hundreds of titles in the back catalog. New users on Game Pass in the near future will be greeted by an Xbox Game Pass standard tier. This is more like EA Access, which includes Xbox's back catalog, but it doesn't include day one games. This will now be $15 a month, which is up from its previous price, and will also include Xbox Live Gold for multiplayer. It also doesn't include Xbox Cloud Gaming, and it's supposed to launch in September. I think around like September 10th or 12th. From September 12th on, Microsoft will only allow users to stack Game Pass for console users up to 13 months using prepaid cards. Game Pass Ultimate will not be charged, but it will be getting a price increase. This will still include PC, day one games, and hundreds of back catalogs, but it's also getting a price increase to $20. PC Game Pass is also going up from $10 to $12. PC Game Pass will also continue to get day one games. Xbox Game Pass Core, which is the Xbox Live Gold multiplayer, gets an annual increase to $75 from $60, but it will remain $10 a month. The price increases are global. You can check the prices for your location. New prices will take effect September 12th, and they say go onto their own page. And so Tom Warren has this tweet, and I think it kind of makes sense. Like, it kind of puts everything together. Game Pass Core, $10. You don't get the new games, but you get the back catalog. PC Game Pass goes from $10 to $12, day one games. Xbox Game Pass for console, which is the existing people, is $11, which you get the day one games. The new one, the standard, which is new subscribers only, go up to $15, and they don't get day one games. And then Ultimate is $20, and it gets day one games. And yet, I think everybody gets the price increase in September. To be honest, again, like, I don't really understand it. I gotta be real. I do Ultimate. It's a lot of money a month. It's going up now. I guess it's a nice round number, right? At least now it's $20. Now, I really feel like the impact this has on people depends on where they're at in their gaming journey, right? Like, for someone like me, do I take advantage of those new games? I do. And Xbox this is not like an ad for Game Pass. In fact, this would be a bad time to do something like that, wouldn't it? No, I mean, they're going to have a lot of new games with the Avoweds and the Indiana Jones and Stalkers, and I want to try them out. Some I want to try out, some I like legitimately want to play hardcore. So it makes sense for me. I've said this before, like PS Plus and Game Pass, they do a really good job of the backlog stuff. There's the preservation angle, which, could they always improve preservation-wise? Of course they could, but largely, there are hundreds, if not more, games on both those services that, it's easier now than ever to jump into those games, and I've always kind of given credit to that. The rest of it just sounds very confusing to me, right? Like, depending on which tier you're at, the name is going to change. The price may go up, it might not go up. And ultimately, they're kicking out that. And I think the biggest thing, right? What's the biggest thing that comes out of this? Well, number one is all those price hikes, right? Number two is eliminating the day one thing on the lower tiers, right? Pretty much it's highest tier, you get it, or I guess the PC version, right? You get the PC one, which gets you it, or you get the highest tier, and that's it. The rest of them, you're not guaranteed. In fact, the answer is no, you're not getting those day one releases. So this And honestly, the timing is a little bit interesting, isn't it? It's right. Actually, I think it's right after Stalker 2, so I guess it doesn't impact that too much. But it's right before Avowed. It's right before Indie. It's right before Call of Duty. It's right before a lot of things, right? So I think that's obviously planned. And again, the goal is to get people on that highest service, upgrade all those people that were spending $10 to $15, all those people they want now to spend $20, right? And they, for the day one thing. So what it tells me is I don't think that day one thing is working all that well. This is not like a huge attack on it because ultimately it is a big part of the service. They can't fully back out of it. You can, like, once you do it, right, you can't really back out. Now, they kind of half did. You know what I mean? The whole one big thing, not the whole, but a big part of Game Pass is that day one exclusive thing. And now I don't know how many users. Again, the data suggests that most people are already doing Ultimate. So, of the 35 million Game Pass people, which includes me, I'm one of them, how many? How many you want to say? Maybe 20 million already have Ultimate, maybe 15, maybe 25 already have it, maybe 10 don't. It's not the greatest look. It's definitely to be expected. I mean, all subscription, I think you can say that. I think you can say it makes sense that the prices are going up. It maybe, well, okay. I mean, like the economy and the way these companies handle things, you could debate that, I suppose, but is it in line with subscription things to raise the price? Sadly, yes. I mean, and we knew that was coming. They were absolutely going to start charging more. It's a couple extra bucks, like for, selfishly for somebody like me, a couple extra bucks a month. When you think about how much Game Pass already is a year, it actually is quite a bit. So I don't like to think about that, especially now. $20 a month, 12 months in a year. That's quite a lot of money. It really is. And again, I think that's totally understandable. People that back out or not upgrade, but whatever the other side of that would be, or just deactivate it in general. I mean, I get it. I mean, money's tight, and the timing is definitely, I think, pre-planned in that way. So we'll see what happens to them. Could work, could not work, but it definitely puts that day one thing, I think, under the light, where it's like, that's such a big part of it, and now you eliminate it for multiple tiers, or, well, maybe only one, I guess, but different versions of that tier, depending on which platform you're on. It's not the greatest look. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on. I hope to see you all on the next one.